Colleen Patrick-Goudreau from joyfulvegan.com. Welcome to Vegan Point of View. In the last few years, veganism and plant-based diets have made their way into mainstream media more than ever. And when it happens, what usually follows is a spate of online comments criticizing or praising the media coverage. And of course, we've seen this recently with Beyonce and her diet. And so here's my point of view. On the one hand, it's hilarious for me to be doing a video about Beyonce because I'm not someone who follows celebrity culture at all. On the other hand, it's very fitting because I have opinions about everything and I am certainly happy to share them. I have received a ton of emails asking me to voice my opinion about Beyonce's announcement about being vegan, about being plant-based. We'll get to that. But it's really more than that. I've been asked to voice my opinion about all of the opinions circulating about Beyonce's video appearance, about her announcement on Good Morning America. In summary, from what I've gathered, her fans were waiting in great anticipation for some exclusive announcement that Beyonce was to make on Good Morning America. And that's how this was all couched. It was this big exclusive, this big announcement. And the big announcement turned out to be that Beyonce felt great after doing Marco Borges's 22-day vegan challenge, although the media calls it that, not Marco. Marco's always called his program the 22-day revolution. I know this much about Beyonce, this much. Less than that. But I know that she is one of the most popular celebrities in the world at this moment. And she, no doubt, is very aware of the influence she has. She, like all public figures, has no control over most of what appears about her in the media. So when she has the opportunity to speak out directly and shape the message herself directly and intentionally, you can bet that it's been carefully considered. And so what did she decide to talk about in this Good Morning America exclusive? A new album? A new song? A new tour? No. She shared that she's always struggled with her weight, and now she feels really good to finally have found something that works for her, that makes her feel healthy, that has enabled her to reach her own weight and health and fitness goals. That's how she used this announcement. And the rest of the Good Morning America show consisted of a couple clips of a dietitian talking about all the health benefits of eating a vegan diet. It included Marco himself, Marco Borges, the sweetest, kindest, most sincere, authentic person I think I've ever met. He's the one who guided Beyonce through his 22-day plan and whose new book, The 22-Day Revolution, is now a bestseller. He was talking about the basic principles of behavior modification, like I do regarding the 30-day vegan challenge, that it takes 3 weeks to change a habit. And it included the hosts of the show showing off some nutrient-dense food options. All of this in a characteristically short 4-minute segment. 4 minutes. And yet in 4 minutes, I saw only a positive take on what so many of us often complain is not well represented in the media. So in gathering my thoughts, I've had to watch more television than I've ever watched in the last 10 years, and certainly more celebrity television ever. And then I had to look at these comments, this kind of the follow-up from the big announcement. And apparently Beyonce fans are not thrilled at all with this announcement, and many have tweeted photos of them eating burgers and fries and other animal product-rich crap. And their responses range from "she still has a fat ass" to "don't tell me what to eat," and convey the typical mean vitriol hurled online as if no one is watching and as if celebrities aren't also human beings with feelings. And alas, though they're not making the headlines, some vegans have also voiced their discontent with Beyonce's message because it's not what they wanted to hear. The gist of their criticism is that she's not really vegan. Some have called her a fake vegan. And that she should be saying that she adopted a plant-based diet, not a vegan lifestyle. They're saying things like, Vegan is not synonymous with plant-based. Veganism is an ethical stance. It's an ethical position that exceeds beyond diet. The definition of vegan has to do with the moral and ethical baseline, as they would say, regarding humans' discriminatory behavior towards non-human animals. I'm kind of reading some quotes here. Another quote from online was, when she labels herself vegan, it just confuses people and puts people under the impression that a vegan diet is in line with other fad diets out there like paleo and whatnot. When someone promotes a watered down, half-assed, as this person said, an inaccurate definition of veganism, it's just confusing to the public. The first thing that struck me when I saw these criticisms is that, at least in this Good Morning America piece, Beyonce never said the word vegan. The show host did. The dietitian being interviewed did. And the voiceover host did, whoever was doing the voiceover. Beyonce never did. And neither did Marco. In fact, he never does. And in fact, in a May 2015 New York Times article, Beyonce is quoted as saying, "First, it's really important that you know that I am not a vegan." Meaning she's aware that she's not, and she doesn't want to carry that label. Most likely, well, because she's not, but because it comes with expectations, mostly from others, and it comes with stereotypes, and it comes with criticism. Marco, Beyonce's inspiration, as I said, he totally avoids the word vegan for better or for worse, and prefers plant-based. In other words, it is the media using this word, just as I see the media constantly using vegan challenge in reference to Marco's 22-day program. It's really a 21-day program. The 22nd day is when the new habits are formed, but this is Marco's program. Marco doesn't call it a vegan challenge. Now, to be clear, I do. My book is proudly and intentionally called The 30-Day Vegan Challenge. The point is that major media outlets are using the word vegan, not Beyonce, not Marco. But wait, what did I just say? Major media outlets using the word vegan? Wait, major media reaching millions of people talking about the benefits of not consuming the flesh and secretions of non-human animals? Whoa, like when did that happen? How amazing is that? Wait, you don't want that? Oh, you do want that. Oh, but you want to control exactly how it's messaged, right? Yeah, well, good luck with that. Remember when people didn't know how to pronounce the word vegan? I do. Some people still don't know how to pronounce the word vegan. Remember when the very concept of not eating animals wasn't even worth a serious conversation in the media? When it was ridiculed and derided? I do. In fact, 10 years ago, when I was on the Food Network, they featured me hosting a vegan barbecue for Bobby Flay's show. It was called, very creatively, Barbecue with Bobby Flay. And the producers, the guy who interviewed me, the crew, the camera guys, everybody, they had an amazing time. They spent the entire day with us. They loved the food. They shot a lovely segment showing a bunch of regular people eating plant-based foods in their backyard. Things like grilled corn and grilled polenta and grilled vegetable skewers and eggplant, really radical stuff. The segment itself was awesome, and you can watch it here on my YouTube channel under TV appearances, under the playlist TV appearances. But then we watched the full episode, and we saw how they couched this perfectly lovely segment in a larger episode called Crazy Cues. That's right, Crazy Cues. Get it? Like crazy barbecues, crazy cues. So in that episode was a guy trying to grill a hunk of animal flesh with a solar grill. It didn't work. It was still raw 5 hours, 10 hours later. They featured a barbecue that takes place at a dirty gas station. And oh yeah, an alien barbecue in Roswell, New Mexico, where there are alien sightings. There was an alien barbecue. There was ours. People hanging out in their backyard eating vegetables. That, my friend, is how veganism was portrayed in the media just 10 short years ago. Fast forward 10 years later, fast forward 5 years later, veganism is portrayed in a positive light more and more over the last 5 years, over the last 10 years for sure, over the last year. Now, there are always going to be people who will make silly comments and jokes about veganism. There are going to be hosts who have their own stuff, right? Surprise, surprise. I saw a bunch of people online whining that one of the Good Morning America hosts made a comment about wanting barbecue, ironically, when they were all eating some plant-based foods right at the anchor desk. Big deal. No surprise. Ha ha. It's the thing most people do when they're uncomfortable and don't know what else to say, or kind of want to establish that they're not really on board with what's going on. Whatever. Who cares, right? When you compare the tone and content in that 4-minute clip with what would have been done a few years ago and what was done 10 years ago on the Food Network, it was amazing. Then you've got people complaining that Beyonce is just doing it for health and weight loss. Are you kidding? So what? If what we're trying to solve is the unnecessary torture of billions of animals who are brought into this world only to be killed, who cares why she's doing it? It's not your business. It's not my business. She's on her own journey. It's not my journey. If I had the kind of criticism that she gets when I first started my journey, I don't know that I would have continued. Maybe I would have continued, but I would have thought vegans were a bunch of judgmental douchebags. I certainly wouldn't have wanted to be part of that. I stopped eating land animals, and then I stopped eating aquatic animals, and then eventually anything that came off of or out of an animal, I became vegan. I did it for the animals for sure from the beginning, but whatever. I didn't become vegan until 8 years or so after becoming pescatarian and then vegetarian and then vegan. If she only ever does it for health and weight loss, it's still awesome because it means A, she, like all of us, will inspire those around her. She has a few more followers than you do, and I do. She will feel good and happy. That's B. And Lord knows we need more happy people in this world. And C, fewer animals will suffer. Fewer animals will be killed. Those are all good things. This attack on her, even if it's for weight loss, is so unkind. When Beyonce talked about how much better she feels, when she talked about how she's so happy to not be struggling anymore with her weight, you could see when she said the word struggle, you could see that she's really struggled pertaining to her weight, that this has been a difficult journey for her, that it's been a painful journey for her. How many of us can relate to struggling with weight and body image issues, especially women? I don't understand where the compassion is. I just don't understand it. Where is it hiding? So if she remains plant-based and does it only for health and weight loss forever, that's great. But it's worth saying this. I receive countless emails from people who started this journey for one reason or another, and then were open enough to learn about the other issues that expanded and deepened their commitment. I've heard from so many people who started for health or weight loss and then learned about the animal issues and said they would never go back. This happens again and again to thousands upon thousands of people, and we need to remember this. We need to remember our own stories. And when we do, I think we're more compassionate about others. I think the negative response from vegans stems from the fact that we've seen a number of celebrities embraced by vegan and animal rights groups who then become some kind of, public spokesperson, or their spokesperson, who then eventually go back to eating animals and animal secretions, right? Making bad PR for veganism, people would say. Well, here's the deal. There is no public relations firm for veganism. So just let go of any hope and expectation that it will be portrayed exactly the way you think it should be portrayed in any way by other vegans, by vegan organizations, by animal rights groups, by vegan companies, or in the media. And thank goodness there's not one single PR group. It would be called Big Brother if it existed. There is not one vegan mind out there. Vegans are a diverse and varied group of people, made up of individuals. Whether Beyonce or any other vegan or plant-based person is in the media talking about their experience, it's their experience, or they're talking about their approach or their beliefs or their philosophy or whatever. If they didn't get the vegan press release, or if they didn't get the vegan script, it's because there isn't one. And if they don't talk about veganism the way you would, it's because they're not you and they didn't receive your script. There isn't a single message out there to make sure that the definition of vegan isn't confusing to the public, right? That's what these folks want. But you can get your script out there. You can convey veganism to the public in a way that you think is effective and consistent and clear. Do your own work. Write your own books. Write your own script. Get on the media and talk about veganism the way you want to. Make your own videos, create your own podcast, do it exactly the way you want. That would be awesome. But I'll warn you, when you do, some of the people watching or reading or listening to you will cut you down and criticize you for not doing it the way they would do it. Some people will be inspired and make a change. You can't please everyone. Do your work, then step back. The rest is not yours. I have a pretty good track record when it comes to people being inspired by my work and becoming vegan and staying vegan. But even those who become vegan from my work are not my successes to chalk up. They're not wins for me any more than those who don't become vegan from my work are my failures. What people do with the information that I've given them is not mine to worry about because it's not mine anymore. If someone goes back to eating animals after becoming vegan from my work, that's still not mine. If the TV interviews I'm on don't portray veganism in the intro, when I'm on the show, the way I would have written that intro, that's not mine, but I'm not going to stop going on TV. If Beyonce stops being vegan, it isn't any fault of veganism or Marco, the trainer who guided her, or because she didn't get the vegan manual. It's because she'll tell herself whatever she needs to tell herself to not continue anymore. And we can't control that. We can't control what people do, whether they're in the public eye or not. Now, related to that, I will say this. I am not someone who worships celebrities. I never have been. They're just people to me who are doing their work. And even as an author, I've always had difficulties when my publishers wanted me to find celebrities to write an endorsement for my books. It's just not something I'm comfortable with. But the world we live in does value celebrities to the point of pathology, in my opinion. So I understand that people get frustrated when they see vegan or animal rights groups make a celebrity a spokesperson for their organization, right? Or they put them on the cover of the magazine representing veganism, even if they're vegan for like a minute. And then lo and behold, that celebrity doesn't stay vegan and then talks about it publicly about how they are not vegan anymore, how they hated it, or they can't, they're so happy they're eating meat again. There definitely has been that backlash, and that's always the potential with using celebrities to be a mouthpiece for your message. And we can't control that. But that's not what's going on here with Beyonce, in my opinion. No one's asking her to talk about this. It's something she's been doing for a couple years from what I can see, and she obviously feels strongly enough about it that she's willing to make her big announcement, this big announcement on a major national morning show that she's happy being plant-based, right? Even though she's gotten a ton of blowback from fans, I am convinced that she's inspired some people with her message. And more than that, more than her message, because she was on for just a short time, this entire segment was just so positive. It promoted Marco's book, which I'm sure thousands of people probably bought from that little 4-minute segment. It showed a dietitian really positively talking about the benefits of eliminating meat, dairy, and eggs from your diet. It showed Marco's diet breakdown, which was really high in complex carbohydrates. So that was really positive because we're still in this culture where people are really obsessed with animal protein, thinking they have to have a high amount of animal protein. And it just talked about plant-based foods in a very matter-of-fact, in a very positive way. And that is a good thing. That is a long way from crazy cues. Thank goodness. Thanks for watching, everybody. That was a long one. I don't think I expected it to be that long. I should have known when I was writing it, but it was important for me to talk about this topic. So if you think it's important as well, and if you'd like to have dialogue, with other people, please share this video with others. And certainly I want to hear your thoughts below. Please comment below. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel and certainly support these videos if you can. And I'm really honored and glad to be able to do it, and with your help I can continue. So you can go to my support page at joyfulvegan.com, and of course go over to Joyful Vegan and sign up for the mailing list. But thanks for watching, and I want to hear your comments below. For the animals, this is Colleen Patrick-Goudreau. Thanks for watching.